G'day everyone and welcome back to Nat's Knackers Yard. I'm Nat and this is my Knackers Yard. Yeah, and I'm getting there. This is RatBoy. This is the Fazer 600. Been doing a little bit of tinkering, didn't film it at the in-laws for a week. They've now departed. I do love them, but there is an element about having your house back and having a bit of freedom, so I think I just avoided filming because it was a little bit of freedom. Yeah, I don't often walk around my house in my underpants, but it's always nice to know you've got the freedom to do it when you want to, and you can't do that when you've got a house guest. So, in celebrating my freedom, what have I done? I have managed to get the manifolds off. Look at the state of these, look. That one, yep. That's two that are completely through. There's one of them that actually doesn't seem, well, it's cracked to hell. Yeah, they're all they're all knackered to various degrees, I think. But I've managed to get them off without any issues with the bolts. Said it before, say it again. Penetrating oil is your friend, and patience. So that had like the best part of 3 days worth of periodic soaking, and they just popped out nice and easy. Need a bit of a clean off. I'm expecting those tomorrow if the post does what it reckons it should do, but we'll see. I've literally just finished putting these on, putting the panels on. Remember I asked what, you know, I knew what I was after but didn't know what I was looking for. They are called R-clips, so that's one side done and the other side done. Frustratingly I scratched it a bit, but I'm going to be painting it anyway. The R-clips look like this. That's what I was after, and that's why they're called R-clips. So depending on where I've got, it's gone round. Where are we? There we go. It's gone round, measured this, so it's 1 inch or 254. Put that round on that way round on that side, and to the side on that way round. So that I think looks good. And as people keep reminding me, it really only matters what I think. Right, where else was I going to go? My replacement wheel has arrived with a better tyre on it. I'm in no rush to put it on, but it's here. It needs a bit of a clean, but actually it's in really good nick. And more importantly, it's got a legal tyre on it as opposed to this one that is right on the edge. So I'll flog that one off in due course. On the last one of mounting the hugger, which I haven't tidied up yet purposely because I'm doing other things, had an interjection saying, well, two actually. One saying, well, what about when you adjust the wheel or just the chain? Very good point. I was just going to slot the actual bracket to do that. But the most useful one, a couple of people said about drilling and bolting into the swing arm, which I was nervous about, but then got a really good suggestion from Mike, I think it was actually, about something called RivNuts, which I'd never even heard of. Until I bought one, and it's bloody brilliant. So effectively, it looks like a pot riveter. Looks exactly like my pot riveter, which is up there. But rather than popping rivets into it, effectively, the box it come in there with a selection of sizes. Effectively, what you get, and I've had a couple of practices before I have a go at my swing arm. Come on, focus. Really good focus on my feet, not of what I'm trying to look at. There we go. Effectively, it just drops a threaded bolt into it. So you drop it through and pull it, and you can see the ridge. Oh, come on, focus. You can see the ridge around it. Let me see if I can get somewhere where it has got so many things to try and focus on at the same time. There we go. And it gets a nice... pissing me off now. Come on. Right, I'm back in the room. It was having focus issues. So it just pops through on a threaded bolt. you pull it back and it drops in a threaded bolt, which is perfect. And I had a couple of tests on that bit of sheeting there just so I didn't cock it up first time I tried it. So join me in trying not to cock it up the third time I try it. So what I'm going to do, I've just whipped off my little bracket there. What I'm going to do is drill a hole in. I'm still going to make a bracket because I don't have a little L piece the right size and shape, so I'm going to kind of guess at a hole, make it over the middle here so I've got space to put up a bracket into it, and then give it a go. So I'm going to get you set up and get me drill out. Alright, okay, let's give this a go then. So I want to go off the hole that I've got there, because I want to cover up that horrible one. So I'm looking around there, I'm looking further back. So looking further back because I need room for the bracket. Got a really quite knackered centre punch because it's cheap and it's blunted off. But it's better than nothing. Make a hole for it. I'm not too worried about the spool on the inside because I'm going to take I'll sort that out when I take the wheel off and just swap it over. Now I've got this set up with the where are we? So that's the actual, come on focus, you're not playing today, there we go. So that's the actual, in fact I'll take it off. So that's what it looks like. See the riveted, the ribbed for extra pleasure bit at the top is the crumple zone, lack of a better way of putting it. I've not got you framed in quite the best way. So bang it in, get it set up, give it a squeeze, which isn't the easiest thing in the world. And then, because this is screwed onto the thread, try unsuccessfully to unscrew it. A little bit of a strange angle, try not to hit the camera or skewer you too much. Might try a bit of grease on this next time. There we go. Nearly there. Of course, it's an awkward bugger to get out. And I've got a little mount hole in somewhere in a pocket, which is a really bad thing to do because I routinely shag the washing machine with them. I've now got a little mounting point, which is properly cool. Right, so I need a little bit of iron, a little bit of steel just to make a L bracket, and I'll do that off shot and I'll come back. And back in the room. How simple is that? I even used one of the RivNuts on the actual bracket as well. Now obviously it's going to go black, it's going to get tidied up, etc, etc, but that is the simplest thing in the world. Thanks Mike, that's a great top tip. RivNuts everyone. Yeah, I hadn't even heard of them before, and just look at the difference that makes. It's just so easy, to the point where I'm going to do exactly the same up the top and have a bracket in there, up and onto that. Yeah, straightening. I'm going to have to go and do this bit again now. Right, I'm going to do that. And there we go. Yeah, it looks better. It certainly looks better than a zip tie. Yeah, happy with that. Obviously it needs tightening up, needs painting as to those brackets, but that is a rock solid as they go. Yeah, RivNuts, awesome. We'll be using them a hell of a lot more. So what next? Next will be get them carbs back on. I'm really looking forward to those manifolds coming through. I have tried starting it and moving it with the old ones on it, and it just guffs out. So, you know, it makes a noise. As soon as you put stress on it, it just dies out. Now, looking at the state of those, it's not surprising. It's really not that surprising. So you may have heard some rattling and buzzing in the background. That's the bolts gone through my ultrasonic cleaner, just to make sure they get a nice contact. I'm going to give those a bit of a clean off, probably tomorrow morning now. Being really careful. Whoops! Being really careful not to drop keck down a pipe. Right. We're getting there slowly but surely. It's starting to look good. Now let's just see if the carbs can make it run half decent when the manifolds aren't pissing out air. Or pissing in air, I suppose, more pertinently. We shall see. Right, thanks very much all. I will catch you later. Ta-da!